Okay. And he's got a little dot right here, so.
I'm trying to get into this meeting. Why?
Oh my God, I can't deal.
I just thought as we wait for some other folks to join us, we'd have a little baby fun.
He'll be here.
But I guess you guys didn't see it, so that's a bummer.
Yeah.
So I hope you heard the giggling. We'll try again for a moment.
You're gonna be a little better.
Can you share?
He'll be here Friday though, right? Okay. All right, good luck.
Miss Johnson, please call 222.
She's gonna help you. Come on. Come on to me.
Well, I guess my baby fever is, you know, high. I miss it. I do miss those kiddos when they were chunky, delicious, and cute.
5 hours.
Anybody that needs a baby to be hugged, let me know. So welcome everybody.
Really sad. I have to.
Nova.
today.
I'll
We
be in
have a
person.
few things on the agenda today. Hopefully,
I
some
don't.
good stuff. I'm gonna mute everybody. And
You're welcome.
then here's our agenda, so you could just kind of take a look. And I'm gonna start and hand it over to Renee, and I'm gonna stop sharing. There she is.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Everybody can hear me, right? Some nods. Wonderful.
You're good.
Awesome. Thank you. As usual, I like to, for fun, just scroll through and see everyone's wonderful smiling faces. It just makes me happy to see you all. I know a lot of you don't have your cameras on, and that is absolutely okay. I'm just glad you're here joining us today. I want to just update you on some of the things that are going on from a statewide perspective. I was hoping today that I would have some information about the CRESA, or some people know it as CRSA, which are the federal grants that were approved last December. And they were rolled out as a grant called Phase 5 earlier in the summer. I guess it's really fall, but they were rolled out, I believe, July-ish, June, July-ish. We're waiting for the next batch of that, which is supposed to be much more than the Phase 5. We're waiting on Phase 6 now. We are told that it is at the Department of Education, and we are waiting for approval of that. I'm hoping that on Friday, I get notification that it's been approved. Once it's approved by the Department of Education, DOE, then it goes to the governor and legislation, and they have 14 days to sign off on it. We had thought that the clock had started ticking on that, but I was informed on Friday that had not happened yet. So we're still waiting, unfortunately, for those dollars, but behind the scenes, we are advocating for these funds to come out as quickly as possible. So I think that's important for you to know, that we are pushing that these funds get out swiftly and quickly. But I will tell you that behind the scenes, the Early Learning Coalition has the application ready to go. As soon as we get the word, we will very quickly turn that around. Obviously, we'll have to tweak. We don't know the funding numbers, so we will have to put those in our system, but we will use it in the same system, hopefully the same application, and we will get that out as quickly as possible. We have not heard anything else regarding those ARP dollars, the American Rescue Plan dollars. So we are waiting to hear more information about that. Hopefully that is still on track to come out in January. But as I did mention, I believe Nat, last time we spoke, I was saying that the Early Learning Coalition, we kind of got tired of waiting. We kept hearing, we have to wait, we have to wait. So we said, you know what? We know that there are a lot of struggling childcare small businesses. What can we do now? So we partnered with the Children's Services Council of Broward County and Broward County. We also met with William Karp from licensing to just talk about the state of childcare as it is now. And in having all these meetings and through some of the surveys that we've done recently with many of you and others that are part of the childcare community, the ELC pulled together a plan, and we focused on workforce. So it is a workforce initiative proposal created to encourage and incentivize more capable individuals to enter into the field of early learning and be employed by your programs. So we put a plan together. We brought it to our board, and I can tell you that it was approved this week. We're very excited about that, and it's a multi-pronged approach to really attack the recruitment and retention issue. So I'm just going to very quickly give you very high level information about it. And we'll be sending this out to all of our childcare small businesses very shortly. So they have this information as well. There will, of course, be other webinars and opportunities to learn more about it. But I wanted to give you the high level overview of it. What I can tell you is that what we did get approved was funding an initiative to pay for background screenings for new childcare staff. So this will be likely coming in a supplemental grant that we will providing to childcare small businesses. We are going to piggyback off of that phase 6 grant I just talked to you about, which is through the CRSA or the CRESA dollars. So as soon as we get that, there will be in the same application, there will be an area to apply for a supplemental grant for background screenings. And the amount received will be based on license capacity, just as it has been for some of the recent grants. And we will provide a workshop on phase 6, and we will include this piece so you can learn more about that. But we're really excited to roll that out. We know some of you take on that burden of paying for them, and some it's the responsibility of the new staff member. So this will alleviate that burden for everyone. We're also doing an outreach on, I'm going to call it an outreach campaign to not upset our chief administrative officer, because we are not allowed to really do anything related to public relations. But what we are doing is partnering with the Children's Services Council, and they are going to fund a public relations campaign. They are doing it. They are paying for this so that we can really encourage capable individuals to come to this field, right? So they're going to work on kind of the PR stuff, and then we are going to, in partnership on the outreach, we're going to have an aggressive campaign using obviously social media, television, radio, newspaper, print, all of the above, to spread the word that this is a great industry to get into. And our very own Allison is working behind the scenes to pull together a video. So she may be reaching out to some of you because she'd like to do a video really showing what it's like to be a early educator and what it means. And, you know, while things are obviously very, very tough right now for so many of you due to the pandemic, as well as the reimbursement rates, et cetera, this is a really interesting time for the industry as we hear about a lot of the relief that's coming and a lot of the talk about paying childcare staff more and reimbursing childcare centers more. So we're kind of going to frame it from that perspective, that this is really, this could be a really good time to get into the field. So that's kind of where we're going for that. We will also, on our website, we will have a page where childcare small businesses can click a button, fill out a form, and easily post their vacancies. And we are going to market that website throughout the county, hopefully to people that may be interested in looking for a job in childcare. So that's going to be up ASAP. That video, that page will be there. And really, it's just a PDF form, and the vacancies will be listed by zip code. So that will be up. I'm hearing that will be up very shortly, probably within the next 2 weeks, if not sooner. We are also going to start a pilot program where we reimburse for the cost of the 45-hour trainings. So we're really delighted to roll that one out. It's going to be a program that provides reimbursement funding to cover the cost of childcare training for staff who participate in the trainings that count towards their 45-hour. And we anticipate that starting in mid-October. Once that contract is signed, then we can start to provide those services. So we are not doing it right now. But we're hoping to have a start date of mid-October. Once we officially announce the start date, it would be any training after that date. I just want to be clear, if someone signs up today for a training, that will not be part of this pilot program. But that will, we're really excited about that. We know that that is certainly a burden for many. So we're hoping to be able to demonstrate that this really drives people into the field and to take these trainings. We do a lot, you guys know, we do a lot of trainings at the ELC. Many of them are really great and appropriate for new staff, but what we're going to do is kind of bundle them all together and create a document that provides which trainings we recommend to be taken by new staff. And we're going to prioritize them as a way that as new people come on board, this document can be provided as a tool. So they kind of have a roadmap about which are probably the most appropriate to take first or not. And I've said this before to some people, but we did discuss potentially doing some kind of new childcare staff orientation, and we decided against it, knowing that all schools have different philosophies and different ways that they do things, and they follow different curriculum. So we thought that that was best done by each individual program, but we did want to provide the tools that were necessary and easily accessible to new staff. So we are doing that. We're also going to do the same thing in terms of priorities of which trainings to take for those 45-hour training, because we want to make sure that that new staff understand which should come first, right? Obviously, no one has to follow our recommendations, but there are some things that might be more appropriate to take first, and we're going to highlight those in a document. It should be out in the very near future. The other thing that we've done is we've expanded the funding in our contract with the Children's Forum. Some of you know that as it used to be wages, now it's incentives. And we increased the funding to that program. And for those of you that don't know, this is a program that rewards retention and trainings. And the more you do, the more you get. And it provides stipends to the individual educator. And we really are a huge proponent of that program. And in the past, we've sometimes have had a waiting list. There is no waiting list now. We've increased the number of individuals that we can take in that program. And we encourage you to sign up for incentives as well as teach as a way to really engage new staff and retain them as well. The other piece that we're doing, two other important pieces, is we're partnering up with the county to provide some business planning and development. And they are going to be able to assist childcare small businesses to complete the application for the ARP funding that's going to come out. Remember, the ARP funding is the big funding. That's the bigger funding that you're all probably waiting for, that's likely to come in January. So they can assist with filling out the application, because it may be more, because it's big dollars, there are more requirements and more rules and more monitoring. So they can help with filling out that application, but also to kind of plan and assist and provide technical support with how to use those dollars, really maximize those dollars so they last for as long as possible. And the other big thing that goes without saying is that none of these tactics are successful alone. We need to provide all of them, but also understanding that there are issues related to the wages that are being paid, and understanding how difficult that is to increase wages. So we did go to the county, and I may have mentioned this to you before, but I did go to Broward County. I did ask them, because they have ARP dollars, I've asked them to provide funding to provide to childcare small businesses to assist them in increasing wages until the ARP dollars come in January. So we know that that went to the county administrator, Bertha Henry, and we are waiting to hear back if the county is willing to use their ARP dollars to help fund this, but I don't have an answer yet on that. So we were hoping that all together, this would be a really great comprehensive plan. That's the one piece that unfortunately we cannot fund. We just don't have the dollars. But we're hoping that the county will come through for us. And if not, then we'll, try to look for other options of how to get that done. And it may be that we have to wait for those ARP dollars in January. So that's the plan. Most of these things roll out in the very near future. And again, they were meant to be probably a stopgap between the dollars that you're about to get in phase 6 and the ARP dollars in January. Allison, are there any questions that are in the chat related to this information?
There is not.
Okay, well, hopefully, not hopefully, you will get more information in the near future about all of these initiatives.
The only thing and I think you mentioned this, getting questions related to how much the ARP dollars are, but I don't think we know that yet, do we?
We don't, and we're probably not going to know until, we're not going to know that until December. We know that the ARP dollars are about $2 billion to the state of Florida. There's 950 in one bucket, and there's over $1 million in another bucket. But I believe the 950 is, I have to look it up. I don't want to give you the wrong numbers. But again, there's about $2 billion. So these are really big dollars is the good news, but the bad news is that we have to wait till January. To roll it out. We won't know what we get, Broward County, we won't know what we get until likely December. So unfortunately, we do have to wait to see. But we are working with organizations, early learning organizations around the state. A lot of your accrediting bodies, as well as the Children's Services Council and many other statewide organizations, listening to what we're hearing in each of our communities from our childcare small businesses to provide priorities and a direction to the Department of Education and the Department of Early Learning and legislators so that they understand the priorities of the childcare small businesses in each community. So that, and that we're hoping will drive the rules related to the ARP grants. Any other questions?
Oh, thanks, Kara. She jumped in. Someone asked about the forum. They help pay for teach and incentive money. We do have on our website some information that might be helpful. There is a question, any funds for parents to cover co-payment fees? I don't believe that's a thing anymore.
No, it's not. There is in the ARP dollars. So the ARP dollars, different than the CRESA dollars or the SURSA dollars, the ARP dollars does have a provision for equity related to families. And what that means more specifically is that there's a portion of the dollars that are going to go to support childcare small businesses, but there's also included in the guidelines is information about supporting the parents. There's talk about increasing the eligibility level, right? So right now, it's 150% of the federal poverty level. There's talk about increasing that to like 300%, which would mean more families are eligible. There's talk about increasing different things for the families as well to make affording childcare easier, right? So it doesn't say that they're going to pay for co-pays, but there are guidelines related to assisting families with their childcare needs and affording childcare, as well as assisting the childcare provider community, including looking at the reimbursement rates and how they are devised. And, you know, could those be increased? Is there a better way to do it? Those are all things that are on the table. And I know that is certainly a hot topic in Florida and something that we're pushing. And in the very near future, you're going to be hearing with us as the legislative season begins early this year. You're going to hear, you know, this coalition, while we have not formally developed our legislative priorities, being that last year was such a big year for VPK and the early learning world in general, that we really think that reimbursement rates are one of the hugest priorities. And so we're going to want to hear from the childcare small business community in Broward, you know, if that resonates with you guys, because I think that without that, it really puts everything else, you know, at a disadvantage for success. So stay tuned, because we'll definitely want to hear from you. Oh, good. Thank you, Allison. I see that you posted the information.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Shout out to Gina Johnston, my McDonald's friends. I hope you have a Diet Coke in yours. I don't know what you have. There's only one way to go. And next up, we have Josie from Nova for Childcare Training to share info about testing and things. Josie, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Glad to see a lot of faces. Testing has been happening in Nova twice a month for 200 people on Saturdays. We have had special weekday exams because some few of our employees cannot go on a Saturday because of religious participation. So, but our big exams are always on Saturdays, and we do them twice a month. I've given William Karp, and I also gave Allison, if you had any problems with getting your employees in, to email me, and we will make sure that they're there. Starting in the middle of October, like Renee and Allison hasn't mentioned, but Renee mentioned, we will be offering, hopefully, reimbursing, or we have like a proposal for the ELC that you'll refer students to us for classes and for testing, and the students will not have to pay up front. But this is starting in the middle of October. Our classes we offer online 24/7, and we are offering beginning in October in-person class on Saturdays. So keep tuned to that, but our classes are offered online in English and in Spanish, and then students could take the test on a Saturday. They go work on their own. And what we're trying to do with the Early Learning Coalition is try to encourage students to complete the 45-hour requirement. So we'll keep tabs on them and make sure they complete by getting their training, either if they want to take it online or in person. In person, we're requiring at least 11 students to be in class. And that has been a problem with COVID. So, but we are requiring that for participation and to get something out of the class, or else they might as well take it online. So pretty much we are working with the coalition to make sure that your employees, your new employees, do meet the 45-hour requirement by a certain time period. We're hoping that if they start in October 15th, they will be finished by December, by the end of December, with testing and courses, etc. And that'll relieve them from paying up front.
And Josie, to register for the face-to-face on Saturdays, it's the same DCF, like childcare, your
web-
login.
Yes,
Okay, great. It's the same, for right now, it's the same login. So again, like Josie said, we're working together to see what we can do to kind of help support the need for the 45 hours. Again, it's just part of a whole overall package of ways that we can help everybody in our community. And again, we're the first to know about this next testing, correct, Josie, before anybody else does, Broward?
yes.
We're number one, you know, it's our town, so we're getting first dibs on our testing.
Yes, and we're asking the coalition to like get names of students, pass them on to us, so you all could be the first step. Exactly.
Yeah, so just hang on as Nova and us all work together to see how, you know, all the behind the scenes stuff can be worked out. There's a lot of, you know, that it's always behind the scenes stuff that we're working on. So really stay tuned and we'll be sharing all of that info with you guys. So
Can I just
thank
add
you.
a little bit about our course that we're offering, the Trauma Informed Care for Child Care Directors course? That's gonna start on October 6th. Both Allison and Renee mentioned the TEASH. TEASH pays for it. If your credential is ready to be expired by 2022, TEASH will pay for it. We will not charge you upfront for the course. We'll wait for TEASH. You will fill out the application with TEASH, and we'll wait for TEASH to reimburse us. So if you're interested, I do have a reference number for that course. It's not part of this packet. It's NSU 2349, NSU 2349 TICD, and it starts October 6th. We'll complete by December 1st. It's on Wednesdays. We are going to do it through Zoom from 6:30 to 9:30. Wednesday, every other Wednesday. It's not every Wednesday, it's every other Wednesday.
And Josie, again, the trauma informed training that can be used as part of their director credential renewal, correct?
Director credential and staff credential, both. It meets the professional contribution requirement, which a lot of you have not been able to do. Maybe because you haven't gone to conference and presented. So it does meet the professional contribution because you're required to do a PowerPoint presentation. And it will give you a stipend after you complete the course. So if you're interested, just email me at mm1384@nova.edu. mm1384@nova.edu. It starts October 6th, completes on December 1st. That's it.
Could I make a suggestion? Do you want to just put your email in the chat? That way.
I got it.
Okay, you got it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Iris.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Thank you.
All right, so some good info coming your way. Everything will be in the chat box for you. And now next up, it's not exciting, but it's necessary. It's Amy Unger and her contract update.
I think it's always better to be needed than to be exciting, right? I'll take it. Just a couple of quick reminders and updates for you. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. So almost all of our VPK programs have started now. We probably have a few stragglers that will start later in the year, but most of you are underway now. So just wanted to remind you that the AP1 assessments do need to be completed within the first 30 calendar days of your VPK class. So if you started on August 18th, like the official start date of the school calendar, then your 30 days is up tomorrow. So make sure you're finishing up those assessments. Then you do get an additional 15 days after that to enter those scores into Bright Beginnings. So that would take you up to October 1st. So we're hoping to see all those scores start popping up real soon. If you have not gone in and registered into the system for the year, make sure you do that. That'll give you the place to enter your children's information, your classroom information, and put your scores, and also order any kits that you might need for the rest of the year. So just mark your calendar for that. Also wanted to clarify, last year, if you had to close a VPK classroom due to COVID, you were able to use those 5 emergency days and not have to make up the hours. That was because last year we had an emergency declaration for COVID. We no longer have that in the state of Florida. So what that means is if you have to close your VPK classroom due to COVID, you do have to make those hours up. So you can either take other non-instructional days away and have VPK on a day that you weren't planning to, or you can add days to the end of your program, or you can even be creative and add an extra 15 minutes to a bunch of days until it adds back up to 540. So if you have to close a classroom due to COVID, reach out to your provider relations specialist, and they'll work with you on updating your calendar so that everything is in place to move forward. And then finally, just to let everybody know, we did not come out last year to do on-site monitoring, but we are getting ready to come out again this year. We're going to try our very best to spend as little time in your center as possible. No offense, we love you. But for everybody's safety, we want to make that as minimal as possible. But we need your help to do that. So if you are selected for on-site monitoring, you will be notified and you will be asked to upload some documentation. The more documents you give us ahead of time, the quicker that visit can be, so we can minimize the risk for everybody. So we're looking forward to seeing you all, but we're looking forward to seeing you very briefly. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, Amy. I saw some of her team on before, but again, provider relations, I saw you guys on. Go on camera and wave to the folks so they know who the faces behind your contracts are. There's Lucia, Yunella, Angie, Anna, that was quick. I just saw you a little while ago. Anna saved the day this morning. Felicia, there's Felicia. So just so you guys know, these are your faces behind your contracts. Next up is, I want to say Lane, and I don't see him, and there he is. I know.
I am here. I am busy reading my new Read for the Record book, Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon. Is it my turn to talk about it? Because I can stop reading.
It is your turn.
Okay, well, you know, every year we have our Read for the Record, and this year is no exception. This year we have Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon. I want to hold it up to the camera. What a great book, and we have it in Spanish, Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon. I can't read Spanish, but I can translate it very well. So this says Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon, and this says Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon. We are so excited for this year. We are doing it live again this year and in person. And if volunteers would like to do it online instead of doing in person, we have that option also. So yesterday, anybody who's participated in Read for the Record for the last couple of years should have gotten an email from me with the registration. This year's date is October 28th, our big Read for the Record day. We have our pickup for our private schools October 5th, 6th, and 7th at the same Lauderdale Manors Elementary in Fort Lauderdale. And we're asking everybody to register one time. You will get more than one invitation to register. If you got one yesterday from me, you'll get one from Child Care Licensing. You're going to get one from the ELC. Everybody's really excited, but please only register one time. Also, within a half an hour of me sending that letter yesterday, I was so excited. I got 72 registrations. That's amazing. And thank you to everyone who registered yesterday. I will remind everyone on here, please double check your email and double check to make sure that your city is on that, because as we make arrangements for pickup, we may be able to make alternate arrangements by city, and we won't be able to do that if you don't put your city in that. The other thing is, if you don't get an answer from me from your registration within a week, chances are your email is incorrect. And I unfortunately do not have the time to call the schools to find out what your email address is. So please make sure your email address is correct when you have it in there. We have a secondary email also, but it's very difficult for me to go back. I will be sending out confirmations once a week over the next couple of weeks. So if you registered already, you will get a confirmation from me by Friday. I am going to now in the registration, put our registration link in there so that if you are on here and you didn't get the registration link yesterday from me, then you can go ahead right after this meeting and register. Once again, it's Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon. If you have people who are interested in registering to be volunteers, or if you would like a volunteer reader, then you may ask for that on the registration form. It does ask for that, but you can also go to handsonbroward.org and you can register your request for a reader, or if you know somebody who wants to read, you can. I got confirmation just this morning that William Karp and his team will be guest readers for us this year. They haven't done that before, and we asked them, and he said they'd love to read. So we're really excited about that. Does anybody have any questions for me? I don't want to take up too much of the time from the meeting. If anybody has any questions.
I just want to remind everybody that this is free books for your BPK 4-year-olds.
Thank you. I didn't even go into that. I'm just so excited. My mind is going. We hand out 40,000 books to all 4- and 5-year-olds children in Broward County. There are 40,000 4- and 5-year-old children. So we have 40,000 books that we send away. If you're in a charter school or your pre-kindergarten, if you have a kindergarten class full day, then you're going to ask for books for your children. If you have only kindergarten children in your aftercare program, don't ask for books for them. They'll get it in their elementary school, even if they're in a charter. So the only kindergarten numbers we want are if you have full day kindergarten in your school. If not, they'll go there. But this is Broward County's 7th year of our partnership with the ELC and Children's Services Council to hand out books to 40,000 children on one day. We are the largest participant in the world. And I say that again, the largest participant in the world. Think about it. 40,000 books going home in one day. Amy Wu, woohoo. We're so excited. We want everybody to get the book. It's a great book. There are so many activities that you can do with it. I'm going to give a plug to Miss Penny. Miss Penny has a great video that goes along with this. It's a video at a karate studio or an Aikido, and it talks about the dragon dance, and it shows how, and I learned something when I watched it, how they actually do a dragon dance, because those are all martial arts moves that the dancers do inside the dragon. And I didn't know that. So it's a great video to watch. You can pull that up if you want to watch it, share it with your kids. Obviously, we expect every single school to be making patchwork dragons with your classes. We want to see pictures. We want you to post them. We want you to send them to us. I think now I covered everything, even though I talk really fast.
Lane, just again, reiterate the pickup days. It's going to be in the same location that we've done every year, Lauderdale Manors in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
And you said October 5th, 6th, and 7th, correct?
Right. Those are, I'm looking at my calendar to make no. What calendar? I'm sorry. The date was the 5th, 6th, 7th. I think I said 12th, 13th, and 14th. It is the 5th, 6th, and 7th. I had the wrong
And
dates
again,
up.
we
I
will
apologize.
share that out with everybody as well. You'll be getting emails from us as well to reiterate all this information. But yeah, it's going to come from us. It's going to come from William through licensing, and it's going to always, some of you are going to get it from Lane directly as well.
Only register one time. If you need to make any changes because you have additional students come in, when you pick up, we are going to, like we did this year that we did it, you're going to drive up, you're going to give us the name of your school, we're going to look at your numbers, and we are going to put those books right in your trunk. You're not even going to have to get out of your car once again. And we have a secret surprise for you. I'm not going to tell you when you come to pick up your books. It's going to be a big, big secret surprise for schools that come pick up your books. So you want to make sure you're picking up your books early. Lori, would you like to say hello to everyone?
No, I just wanted to say
Oh.
goodbye to you.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. What is that surprise going to be?
It's going to be a surprise, I think. But knowing me and knowing Lori, chances are it's going to be books. Chances are it's going to be books, more books for your school. Gina's holding up something. Gina, what are you holding? Is that a wallet? No, we're not giving you money, Gina. I see Gina Johnston holding up her wallet. So the surprise is not money. But there is a
Well,
big
maybe
surprise that day.
We'll have to, keep waiting to see what the surprise will
Even
be.
Allison doesn't know. It's a secret. but it's a fun
Oh, I thought I
surprise.
did know, but I guess I don't know.
Maybe you do. I don't know.
I
but
thought
it
I
is
did. Maybe
books.
I'm
It
not
is
in the
books.
know. Maybe I think I'm in the know and I'm not.
You'll
so.
be in the know in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you can't keep it from me. It's not
No, I
allowed.
can't. I can't. I have another wife.
Um,
Thank you, everyone. And if you have any
Thank
questions, you can
you.
just send me an email.
thank you, Lane. And
Thank you for the opportunity.
Maria Jamal, I think you're on the call. We always have a standing date where I come to read to you. So we'll make our date again. So better get your request in because, people like come, they want this to come and read to them. But I'm just kidding. And last on the agenda is actually it's me. So I did have a few updates that I wanted to share with everybody. Class assessments, we are there, we are on it. Last week, we sent out emails to a specific group of providers. We want you to know that this is by, I want to say, invitation only kind of thing. We're starting our class assessments this year. Again, we're bringing it back up. We have no choice. We're out there, DEL across the state. Everybody's out there doing class assessments, but we are bringing everybody in cohorts. We're bringing everybody in as groups. So again, one group went out last week. We had you come in for the orientation. We offered you some trainings and things like that. And then we will be having another group that gets the information for the orientation and what's expected. Amy, when is that coming out? Did it go out already?
Oh, I didn't even know I wasn't muted. It will be coming on Tuesday. We're gonna send it out tonight.
Okay, so just again, you might get this. Again, Lindsay, you look confused. It's not school, it's only for school readiness. It's only for groups, cohorts of school readiness programs. Feel free to send an email to class@elcbroward.org if you're like, I thought I was gonna get this. And if you don't, that's okay. Remember, we're reaching out to you specifically because your anniversary date, your anniversary of your class assessment is basically due. So again, we wanted you to know that it's for specific groups of providers. It's not right now, everybody. We're going by our anniversaries. On Monday, we did a House Bill 419 VPK update overview. It was really the same as the one we did in August. We don't have that much more information except that, yes, House Bill 419 is huge and it has a lot of impact. As with any bill, it's still going to be looked at this year and kind of reviewed again to see the fine tuning of it. DEL is in the process of rule promulgation. They're going to start rule promulgation and kind of iron out the bill passed. And now how are we going to implement it? So the planning phases are in. We do not know anything more than what we've shared, which again is our bill interpretation. If you missed Monday's House Bill 419 session, there's the recorded one from the first week, from August. Our first one, again, the information has not changed. We don't have that much more information. Again, if I had a crystal ball and I could guess and interpret, again, I'm going to say that it might be class assessment is the program assessment that will be part of VPK going forward. But again, I don't have a crystal ball. And again, for specifics, please know that everything is in the works for House Bill 419, and we're just waiting for further information from DEL, OEL, but we just wanted to be, sharing as what we know is what you know now. So that's super important. And again, to get ready for these things, there's training opportunities. We're always doing trainings. Please check out our training calendar on our website. And I'm very excited to say that we are now offering or partnering with OneBeat CPR and First Aid. We're doing 2 cohorts in September. They are full. We sent out October. We have 2 more dates. check us out on the website. It's $10. We'll be doing them monthly. I think in November, right now, there are 2 Saturdays a month for September, October, November. We might be doing an evening one just to kind of meet the needs of folks that can't make it on a Saturday. And with that, I guess that's it. Howard, did you want to say anything now that you're on camera?
No, yeah, I think you covered everything, but hello, everyone. And for those of you who celebrate, Happy New Year, easy fast.
I was gonna say easy fast to those that celebrate
That's
it.
what you get for unmuting me.
I know, ugh, get out of my head sometimes. So, yes, for those of you that celebrate, have an easy fast tomorrow. And I guess that's it. We'll stay open for questions if anyone has any questions, but we've really updated everything that we know. Now you know what we know. So that should be what the plan meeting is now called. So what we know, now you know. So I lost my chat box somewhere on my screens. So CPR, again, it's on our website. We're offering it twice a month in September and October. September is closed. October is open for reservations. It's being done here at the ELC one Saturday and at their offices in Miramar on one Saturday. Again, we're trying to hit both ends of the county for that. So again, that said, that's it, I think. Oh, woohoo. So Kara just shared that she has a training tonight. She has requested a training. You guys can request trainings and technical assistance. We're here to support you as you want to learn more about class. Yeah, I guess that's it. So happy hump day. And just, you know, we're always here for you, and let us know if you have any questions. Have a great day, everybody. That's a good question. Why can't I see it?